Nestled between two canyons in the hills of southern Italy, Matera's earliest settlement consisted of a huge complex of tunnels and grottos carved out of limestone cliffs. Some of these earth holes are thought to be the oldest continuously inhabited cave dwellings in Europe, as demonstrated by the remains of the Alta Mura man a few miles north of the city. Throughout history, many of Matera's caves, such as the Bat Cave, have long been used as a place for healing by shamans and witches, traditionally known by the name of Mashare. There have been many instances where people have been cured by entering into a trance state while inside a cave. The ancients believed a cave could be a passageway to the underworld, comparable to the birth canal. The most mysterious cave in Matera is the Crypt of the Original Sin, whose walls were painted by mystics, hermits, and monks over the centuries. A more recent building, filled with arcane symbolism, is the 18th century Purgatory Church, famous for its death-themed decor. The origins of the name Matera can be traced back to Greek and Latin words associated with the concept of motherhood. Matera's Paleolithic society worshipped goddesses such as Gaia, Rhea, and Hera, who after Christianization morphed into the local brown-haired Madonna. In antiquity, the ritual slaughter of bulls was believed to fertilize the earth goddess and bring prosperity to Matera's farming community. Some rural festivals, held every spring and summer in the neighboring villages, still involve the use of oxen and bull-related imagery. The most important historical event in Matera's history was the arrival of a Greek clan known as the Pelasgians in the 16th century BC. Their ancestor was Pelasgus, whose son Lycaon became the king of Arcadia, that is today's Peloponnese. Lycaon had about 50 children, the youngest of whom, named Oenotris, sailed his fleet west and landed in southern Italy, where he founded the kingdom of Oenotria. The kingdom was also known as Lucania, meaning the land of werewolves, due to the weird behavior of the local Stone Age tribes whose women engaged in witchcraft or tarantism, while their men often disappeared into the wilderness, only to emerge wearing wolf skins and simulating the wolf's behavior during initiatory rites. After visiting Africa and Asia, the Greek philosopher Pythagoras relocated to Metapontum, a quaint village about 30 kilometers south of Matera, where he founded Italy's oldest school, right next to the Temple of Hera. Skilled stonemasons from Lucania helped lay the foundations of ancient Rome, hence the myth of the she-wolf representing Lucania suckling Romulus and Remus, the twin founders of Rome. In the Middle Ages, the headstrong population of Lucania built impregnable citadels and successfully resisted repeated raids by pirates and foreign invaders. In 1514, Matera's population killed their most notorious ruler, Count Tramontano. The ruins of his castle still stand on a hilltop facing the city center. In 1943, Matera was the first Italian city to rise against the Nazi regime, although at least 26 rioters were shot dead on the spot. The people of Lucania were able to preserve their primitive lifestyle until the mid-20th century. This prompted Italian authors Giovanni Bronzini, Rocco Scotolaro, and Carlo Levi, as well as American sociologist Edward Banfield, to write about this culturally secluded society between the 1930s and 50s. It was not until the 1960s that the Italian government could evict part of the cave dwellers and relocate them to safer and healthier public housing in the newer residential areas of the city.